Have you ever heard the phrase, everyone can be a hero? I'm going to tell you what this means to me by giving you an example of one of my personal heroes, Joan of Arc, from Middle Ages in France. It was right in the middle of the 100-Year War between France and England and Burgundy. Joan of Arc was 13 and she loved listening to the church bells and going to church and praying. And she was praying in her dad's garden. And an angel visited her and said, "This is what you're supposed to do." And she said, "How am I supposed to do that? First of all, I'm a girl. Girls can't be nuns. That's just not a thing that happens. First of all, I'm a female. Second of all, there's no way that a 13-year-old girl is going to get into the king's court to talk to him in the first place. And third of all, how am I supposed to go from this part of France to this part of France when England's attacking every single town in between that?" She had an incredible amount of faith and said, "Okay, I'm going to do it." So what happened was she visited the king every single day for weeks until he was finally like, "Fine, let her in." But first, he swapped clothes with a servant. And it was like, if she goes to the servant, she doesn't know who the actual king is. If she comes to me, then I'll trust her. She walked in the room and immediately walked to the king. Immediately knew exactly who he was. And from that point on, Joan of Arc changed the course of history. She took the king to Rheims to be crowned officially king. He's acting king, he's actually prince at this point. She took him to Rheims to be crowned king. She led a bunch of soldiers into war. The first woman, the only woman that I know of to ever be a knight in the Middle Ages. She did everything she possibly could so that France would end the war. Burgundy eventually captured her, sold her to England for 10,000 gold coins or something like that. I think that's correct. And England put her on trial in February. I can't remember the exact day in February. Year was 1434. She was told, "If you deny these voices, we'll let you go. You're free to go. You're free to leave. You're free to live the rest of your life." She never once said, "Okay, I'll deny all the things that I know. I'll deny the people that I love and trust." And she was burned at stake for being a witch and for using magic on May 30th, 1431. 20 years after that, England redid her trial. And people who knew her from her childhood and from everywhere else said she was never this. She was never a witch. She was always courageous and fearless. And she always said, "I'm going to do this because that's what I need to do." She was so faithful all the time. And 20 years after she died, England said, "We pardon this. She was never actually a witch." Like the whole trial she was proven innocent. She's already dead. She died. You burned her 20 years ago. Why? Like, I was like, okay, you prove her innocent, but she's already gone. So I don't understand this. There are so many other heroes. And it would be so nice sometimes to have the superheroes from the MCU or from the DC comics or whatever it is that the superheroes that you like. That would be incredible to have those people here. But the thing is, we don't need them because we can be them. Whoever your hero is, they're your hero because they did something that inspired you. They're your hero because they said, we're gonna do this because we want to do it. Whoever your hero is, try to be more like them for the purpose of being the hero for someone else. Because the truth is, there's at least one person in your life who looks up to you and who wants to be like you and who wants to leave the legacy that you left or are leaving. Be a hero for that person. or those people. Everyone can be a hero. Because until you've proven that you're not, you are. You just are. Joan of Arc once said, I don't know if this is actually true because I don't know how we would search this, but I first heard it from a book about her. One life is all we have, and we live it as we believe in living it. But to sacrifice what you are and to live without belief, that is a fate more terrible than dying. Have a belief, fight for that belief, and be the hero that you wish you were. Madam Toastmaster.